Hey there, speculators. Roderick Casilli, lead futures trader, T3Live.com, on the virtual trade floor at T3Live.com/futures for more information. This is the Trade Journal screencast. Today's Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. As always, before I get started, take a quick look at these risk disclosures and disclaimers. You can pause the video at any time to find out more about them. It's important you understand the risks associated with futures trading. Super. Okay, back to the Trade Journal today. I'm just going to, so it's a profitable day overall. I had got some feedback on two fronts, and I just wanted to cover them real quickly. The first is, and this is a little silly, but some folks have even commented how small these numbers are. Now, no one ever likes to be called small. Anyhow, gang, this is all being done when I record these, unless I otherwise state, in this account right here, which has $3,226 in it. So on a percentage basis, very nice day. We're trading micros. The micro futures contracts are very small. They don't require a lot of capital. And if you'd like to learn more about how to grow a small account into a large account using futures, which have no pattern day trader requirement, you can hop over to T3Live.com/futures or find somewhere on this page where you can enter your information. Or if you're already involved with T3 Live, check with your trade counselor about how to get involved with futures on fire. Okay, so that's the first thing to point out. Then what I wanted to do was just come on in here and show you one trade just from today. I'm just going to show you a couple trades actually. So I'll go ahead and start the video right there. And right up here, we got short on the Brickwicks on a break below the SD1 resistance, which was, SD1 support, which became resistance. And now we are trailing a stop. Actually started with a 3 lot, so we've already taken profit on one. Moving the trailing buy stop there, and then move the buy limit down to this high volume, this flashing histogram where they're showing a little bit of size there. I believe we get stopped out on this in just a moment. Takeaway again is using these Brickwicks, you are able to see trend very easily and rotations and turning points more easily than other bar types. Again, you can find out about these bar types. Hop on over to T3Live.com/futures. Okay, you probably heard in the video, or maybe it's recording in here, that the stop was filled right there. This went on to target down at 91.90s. So that was that trade. Let me come over here and find this other one real quick. Okay, so that last trade was in the NASDAQ mini futures, and here is a trade in the micros. This one is a little different right here at this level, and I'm going to mark this in the post-production so you can see it more clearly. This is a 3-bar reversal. It's a turning point. So at that level right there, just with a single contract, got short and broke below the T line. And we're looking to, again, to trail stop pretty tight once we have about 15 to 20 ticks of profit, and we're looking to take it off right there at 29,241, where you might see this little green histogram. Now come over here, and I'm just quickly showing that that is a live trade taking place in the Interactive Brokers account. We actually trade two different accounts, one at Tradovate, one at Interactive Brokers, both with about $3,500 in it. Note, we started with 25. Got one account up to almost 5,000 now, so almost doubled our money in the one. And I often pay myself as well, just as a good exercise. All right, so this is a Brickwick reversal trade going short on a break below color rotation and break below the T line on the Dow Jones futures. These products are 50 cents per point, 50 cents per point, and you can trade this contract with as little as $50 in intraday trading margin in your account. I wouldn't recommend necessarily starting with that small amount of money, but it is possible. Again, no pattern day trader requirements here with futures. So if you'd like to find out more about this brick type, this trading strategy, how you can get access to NinjaTrader for free with all the data for 14 days, including this data type, this bar type, you can hop on over to T3Live.com/futures or contact your trade counselor at T3 Live. So again, just a couple quick trades. This one, let me just speed this up. We'll see if we hit target. I think we will. Oh, boom, right there. That's not okay. Keep a little further. Okay. Target filled. Cool. All right, move that out of the way. All right, so another good profitable day in trading futures in the Futures on Fire trade room on the VTF. A couple notes from today. It was a mixed market. I was mostly spent trading and fading the NASDAQ's strength. NASDAQ's been strong as of late. You saw one of those trades in the NASDAQ. Tesla was approaching $600. We had some new positions also in the QQQ January 24, 224.5 puts. I know I talk very loud. That's just the way it is. Oh, what I wanted to mention also on this video, let me bring it back here real quick before I forget. If I back it up a little bit here, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay. I know we kind of started this in the movie when the trade had already happened, but for those in the room, plenty of time to get in these trades and call them out. Not across every single market. You probably be able to follow 1 or 2 markets. I happen to trade about 8 markets at the same time, but you can pick a market. Trades are easily called out. You see them visually on the screen, and it is generally something that with a little bit of practice you can follow along with pretty quickly. All right, back to quick options. So other aspect of futures on fire and what we're doing in the room today was also scaling out of some TLT February 138 calls. Now, one of the reasons that I'm able to trade both options as well as the futures and do all that at the same time, put all those trades in the alerts, is because it's no extra work for me really, other than the time it takes me to type in that options trade, because I'm following the same 8 to 10 ETFs that are highly correlated with the futures markets. So because of that fact, in fact, let me pause the video for a second. I'll show you a cool little document from Tastyworks that I got. Here you go. So what this is, and again, this is from a brokerage firm called Tastyworks, part of the Tasty Trade media empire, if you will, is they're showing the actual underlying S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. The futures symbols here, I trade in futures on fire, both ES and MES, so we trade the minis and the micros. The tick size, the point per tick, the futures notional, and now here's what's very cool, the equivalent part of the equivalent number of shares of SPY for one ES contract or one MES contract. And what you're going to see here is, since the micros are 1/10 the size of the minis, the equivalent shares of the ETF are 1/10 the size as well. So 500 shares of SPY versus 50 shares of SPY. So here's what's really neat. If you're trading the ZB bond futures or the ZN bond futures, which I also trade as well, it's telling you that for one contract of the ZB, you're going to need to trade 1,200 shares of TLT to get the equivalent amount of movement in that ETF. You can see the correlation is pretty high. You want to see correlations of at least 0.9 or higher. You can see the correlations up here are almost 100%. So you have a choice. You can trade the futures contract, and also sometimes we can choose to express that trade I will tend to use it using options. So if you know much about options, you know that 1,200 shares of TLT would be 12 contracts. 12 times 100 shares per contract is what you control in the futures markets. All right, covered a lot of ground here tonight in the Trade Journal update for Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. Again, if you'd like to find out more about how to trade futures for daily income, you can pop over to t3live.com/futures or contact your trade counselor. Also, depending on where you're seeing this, on YouTube or on our blog or something, please hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this content. Lots of great folks at T3 working real hard to help you navigate the markets. My name is Roderick Casilli, reminding you to always trade like you mean it. Thanks.